Thank you so much, Firoz, for that wonderful introduction. It's reminded me of an incident which happened when a host was invited on stage and the MC went on to say, please welcome on stage Michael Collins, a very successful businessman who made $1 million in the stock exchange in Pennsylvania in 1961. So Michael Collins came up on stage. He was very happy, but he was also a little embarrassed. And he told, thank you for that wonderful introduction, but I would like to make a few corrections. It was not 1961, it was 1971. It was not Pennsylvania, it was California. It was not $1 million, it was $10,000. It wasn't the stock exchange, it was the races. It wasn't me, Michael Collins, it was my brother David Collins. And he did not make it, he lost it. So considering that, Firoz, you did a fantastic job. Please give Firoz a big round of applause. And I think so, you also need to give him a great applause for he being the conceptualizer and the founder of this India Inclusion Summit. I think so, he deserves it all. I was so inspired by Firoz. He had done a show. I was called by a radio jockey, Rashmi Shetty, around a year back, and she asked me to do a show with her on radio called Inspire. And I asked her, I don't know what the show is going to be all about and what you're going to ask me, so can you send me some shows which have with celebrities which you've already done? And she sent me the recording of Firoz, and Firoz, you blew me off at that particular point of time. So you are creating an impact on your own. Just another round of applause for him, please. Now let's start off with a small incident or a story which will give you a gist of what we are trying to do here at the India Inclusion Summit. A few years back, I was called to Coimbatore to conduct some classes for some chartered accountancy students, me being a professor of commerce. And the tickets were booked in the night. I was to travel by bus and reach Coimbatore the next day morning. So they'd booked a sleeper ticket for me, and I was supposed to be picked up at the bus station at Coimbatore by someone over there. So what happened was, I got into the bus, I reached Coimbatore at around 6:30 in the morning, and I was asked to get off the bus. When I got off the bus, it was very strange that nobody had come to pick me up. Now, I was a little worried. I called up the organizers of that session in Bangalore. He told, don't worry, I'll do something. He called up the person who had come to pick me up, and he rang me back and he told me, no, that person is already there. Have you got down at the right stop? I told, no, this is the last stop. This is the stop where I have to get down. He told, even he's there at the last stop. I told, is it? Now, this to and fro, talking to him, trying to understand where that man was who had come to pick me up, went for around 15-20 minutes. Finally, I was fed up. I told him, give me the number of that boy. I got the number of that boy and I rang him up, and after around half an hour, this boy caught me and he told me, sir, you have come here. I told, yes. Now, on the way to the hotel, I asked the boy a simple question. I told him, what's this? See, I couldn't see, but you could see. We were in the same stop and you were hunting for me for half an hour. He told, no, sir, they told me a person who's visually challenged is coming, so I thought a person will be wearing black spectacles, carrying a cane. I didn't know you'll be so handsome, smart. Okay, whatever, understand? So you all know modesty is not my virtue, but I think so in India Inclusion Summit, that's what the focus is all about, shifting the perspective that we people who have some special ability do not necessarily have to fit into that stereotype. We have to move beyond that stereotype and go into a level where we are accepted as what we are. And that's what India Inclusion Summit is all about. And Firoz talked about the 3 Ps, the people, purpose, and passion. I think so India Inclusion Summit also is like a AAA battery which powers you. There are 3 A's which go into it. The awareness, where you're spreading awareness among lakhs and thousands of people through media, through stories, through various disability movements, that yes, there is a summit which is at par with any other summit and where specially able people have their own place. The second is the action, where corporates are forced to think of employing and giving a right step forward for people with special ability. And the third A is the access, the small access to funds through where several projects have been funded by India Inclusive Summit. So that AAA battery powers you forward with the India Inclusion Summit. And if there is one thing which we can start off with, is something which is a flame. Fire. Fire which symbolizes removing of all impurities. Fire which symbolizes the human aspiration to always move up, just like the flame touches the sky. And to light the lamp, ignite this fire of this India Inclusion Summit, I would like to call on a few people on stage. One, Dr. Arun Shourie, the renowned past minister, economist, and so much more. Mr. Dilip Khandelwal, the CEO of SAP Labs India. Mrs. Pankajam Sridevi, the Managing Director of ANZ. Mr. Naveen Gulia, an adventure enthusiast. And last but not the least, we would also like to have Mr. Firoz, who will come on to stage and light the lamp with all of us, correct? Yeah.
आँखामा फुलै संसार, काँडाको आँखामा काँडै संसार, फुलको आँखामा फुलै संसार, काँडाको आँखामा काँडै संसार, झुल्किन्छ है छाया वस्तु अनुसार, काँडाको आँखामा काँडै संसार, फुलको आँखामा फुलै संसार, काँडाको आँखामा काँडै संसार। शुद्ध होस् मेरो बोली बुद्ध होस्, मेरो पैतालाले हिरै नमरोस्, चित्त शुद्ध होस् मेरो बोली बुद्ध होस्, मेरो पैतालाले हिरै नमरोस्, राम्रो आँखामा खुल्छ राम्रै संसार, काँडाको आँखामा काँडै संसार।
Those were vocals by Ani Choing Drolma. Thank you so much.